think the number one trait any and all instructors, especially new ones, have to be successful is passion. Without passion, where are you going to go with your golf instruction? You're just trying to make a paycheck, and I didn't get into instruction. I don't think most really talented and good golf instructors got into instructing just for the paycheck. I think they got into it because they really enjoy what they're doing. They really want to see people get better, and without passion, you're limiting yourself. Passion's the number one thing that all instructors have to be more successful, and it's something that I think is my number one trait. I hope I never lose it, and I hope I'm always encouraging golfers to get better each day. I just all of a sudden woke up one day and I would start helping other golfers before tournaments, after tournaments, on the range. Even though we weren't allowed to, I wasn't a licensed instructor at a facility. I just saw that people would be so thrilled to hit a quality golf shot, and they would be so thrilled to shoot a low score. And to be honest, I feel more successful watching a player shoot a better score than if I shot a better score than him. To help someone improve in their golf game, whether it be pitching, short game, the total golf swing, their performance, is just, it's what it is for me. That's the meat and potatoes of it. What helped me out the most when I first became a golf instructor was working so closely with my mentor, who's a top 100 teacher, Brady Riggs. He was just so gracious with his time. He allowed me to sit on his lesson tee and really understand what he was doing with his players and cause and effect, some of the things that really helped his players get better. And I was able to watch that day in and day out. I was very fortunate. And then he allowed me to work at the facility next to him. And we work together today, and I'm able to work aside him. So when I need to pick his brain, he's there. He's hard to get in touch with sometimes, but if I need him at 11 o'clock at night, he'll take my call and he'll constructively critique me. And you're always going to be very fortunate as an instructor if you're able to learn from another successful instructor. Just to go out and think because you have a good golf game you're going to be successful, no chance in heck. You have to learn from better people in any business, and especially in the golf business. One of the most challenging aspects of teaching golf and how you overcome it is, first, you just have to be fearless. You have to be okay with the criticism you're going to get, whether you're doing things right or wrong, and grow from it. You have to be able to make time to market yourself, to really create awareness, whether it be in social media. You have to take time to learn from your mistakes. You have to know that if you are really messing things up with certain students, or you're not really showing improvement, that you need to seek out other instructors and kind of compare and contrast and learn to grow your business. We feel like we don't have enough time in the day sometimes, so we just want to stick to what we do and what comes natural. But if we're not always learning, and we're not marketing ourselves, and we're not interacting with other instructors, we're not going to get better. So it's important that we really take time to cover all areas of instruction. And instruction is not just teaching, it's a business. So that's what I can say golfers as instructors need to do more of. What drives me to be a better teacher in the morning is not seeing an email from any golf students wanting a lesson because I need a break. No, but really, to be honest with you, it's getting up in the morning. I generally will pull out my iPad or my laptop and go through a lesson, and I will see some of the improvements that they made. I'll go over some stills, I'll go over some live video work, and through that live video work, I'll notice some of the changes that they made, and it's just so exciting to see a transformation in the golf swing. Some of the things my students teach me is patience, and I know that sounds a little humorous, but they've definitely taught me more patience in life than anything. They've taught me how to really communicate better. I'll get a very extrovert golfer that will be out of his mind, and he'll be shooting a million things my way, and teaching him how to relax and just enjoy what we're doing, and how I can help someone do that, the golfer taught me that. Each golfer I give a lesson to teaches me how to help the next golfer. Because a lot of these golfers that I teach are very similar. They all can relate to one problem or another. My favorite piece of advice I've ever been given by an instructor, there's two. I was fortunate to meet Billy Harmon, who's Butch's brother, who's a fantastic teacher. And he was one that said, never stop learning. And I feel that if you stay in the process of learning, you're going to get better. Second, I was on the phone with Brady Riggs, and we were discussing students and teaching in general. And there was a point where he had specifically said, make them better. And no matter what I do today, that always resonates with me. And I always want to make a student better no matter what it takes. I'll stay up till 2 in the morning studying their golf swing if I have to figure out what's going to make them better. And to this day, that will always stick with me. So one of the biggest mistakes being in the golf industry for a few years now as an instructor, I see other instructors make, is that they try to force positions based on other positions they may see a tour player make. Golf is a constant athletic movement. The golf swing itself is athletic movement. We can't be forcing people into positions that don't help them hit it effectively. So I've found out that when I teach a golfer, or I see really good teachers teach golfers how to move athletically, and they're keeping constant movement in the overall golf swing, I see those positions almost take place naturally. So I generally don't like to hear about or see golfers trying to force positions, because let's face it, if you took Dustin Johnson, Jim Furyk, and Jason Duffner, they all have 3 different golf swings, but they get it done. They're all successful at impact. So forcing positions is like the number one thing I'm seeing as of recent, and I think constant athleticism and movement is the number one thing we need to see more of. One of the most common mistakes I see with golf instructors, business-wise, is they really don't promote themselves enough. They don't market themselves enough. They don't make time to put themselves out there. We're in a world of technology. Whether people like it or not, we're in a world of social media. They don't take the time to publish themselves enough, put out YouTube videos, post lessons, post live lessons. So if you want to really get people involved in wanting to utilize your services and come see you for a golf lesson, you have to push yourself. You have to get on social media and create awareness. That's one of the number one things, so you can get business and people to see what you're about. But one of the reasons I use social media is to create an awareness factor and a platform so people can find me. When I first became a golf instructor, which is only a few years ago, obviously I was out here at my facility teaching and creating a little bit of awareness on the range, but people still couldn't find me. And I find that, to be successful, starting up Instagram, Facebook, a Facebook fan page, Twitter, and any other social media platform is going to help you out in your golf business, because it allows people that aren't at your facility to find you. And from finding you, then they can take a lesson. If they're satisfied, they can share that information with the next guy. So I find to be very paramount to at least have some awareness, especially on Google. I really think that instructors aren't taking advantage of posting live lessons enough. They might post a picture of one of their top elite players, obviously, or they might post some tweets they got from another player saying, thanks for all the work, and that's great. But I think that if you start posting live lessons, and they don't have to be 30 minutes, 60 minutes, that could be a little bit boring, but if you post 5-10 minutes of some of the things you're doing with the player and the communication that's taking place, I think people would really be excited to see that, and it would inspire them to want to come take a lesson. So the way I get the most value out of social media and how it's become successful for me day in and day out is every day I wake up and I make sure that I really have a plan of action. Now, if it's going to be Instagram and I'm going to post a photo of some success I had from the lesson the previous day, I'm going to post that, and I'm going to post specifics in what we did to make that student better. I will do that in the morning or the afternoon, and I'll make time to do the same on my Facebook page as well. If you're at least doing 1 or 2 a day and you think about a full year, you're going to do 365 posts. You're going to be helping people. You're going to be growing the game. And if you constantly get up, whether it be at lunchtime, whether it be in the evening when you get home, or in the morning, you have to set aside 15, 20 minutes just to be creating awareness for others. I think every day, if you're waking up and you're thinking about how you can write a new article, how you can publish a new article on how to help a golfer get better, whether it be photos or live lessons or videos, I really think that every day I'm always trying to publish more content geared around, how to help the golfer, how to make them better. This is what I did with this student. Try it out. It might work for you. If not, give me a call. We'll work on it together. I really feel like every day I'm always putting myself out there. If you really just sit on the lesson tee and never really exploit yourself through social media, I don't think you're going to be as successful as you could be. Granted, there are some, but I think it favors you more to put yourself out there and always post reviews, post lessons, post things on YouTube, I think instructors can create a little bit more awareness on Twitter and use it more effectively by linking their Instagram. As we know, you're limited the amount of characters you can use on Twitter. So if you link your Instagram, you can actually post a video or a still photo, and then you can have unlimited content. And if you're going to give a pointer or a tip, you write that on Instagram, you post your video or pic, and then you just attach Twitter to it. And that seems to be a lot more successful. One piece of advice I would give a new instructor starting with Facebook is, obviously present your page in a way that attracts viewers and customers, obviously. I mean, we're still in a business, so it's not just about teaching golf, it's about creating awareness. So you definitely want to have a good header. You want to have a good title header in the Facebook page. Definitely a photo that matches that. Put up some photos, link some YouTube videos, link your Instagram. Make sure that everything's interacting within itself, so people can find you on Facebook, but yet they can see your YouTube videos on YouTube. And constantly write content every day, whether it's inspirational, whether it's geared around the golf swing, whether it's geared around the mental game. I think people need to wake up every day and think about one thing that they want to write that's going to help a golfer on a global level, not just national. Some of the innovative things I see taking place to grow the game right now, because as we know, golf is declining. The PGA Tour is in a great place, but I do notice a lot of people getting more involved with junior golf. We can always give the attorney, the lawyer, the average Joe a lesson, and he'll come and go. He'll try to buy his golf game. But growing juniors, there's some amazing instructors that I've hooked up with online and met in person on a national level, on a global level, and working with juniors and really, really trying to grow it on a junior level is the best thing for golf I see right now. There's a gal I see, Kate Tempesta, online, and I see some of the stuff she does, and Megan Padua. They are really, really working with 10, 20, 30 juniors at a time. I mean, that's just so resilient. I mean, I can't tell you, when you grow it on a junior level, you're really exploiting the game in totality. Golf has really affected my life and the life of my students because it's allowed us to grow in life in general. It's allowed me to give some really good suggestions to juniors, to kids, some life-on-life tools that have helped them out and become better as they become teenagers and young adults. And they've taught me how to have fun and how to enjoy myself. I mean, when you see a young kid and he's just advantageous and he's really hitting quality golf shots and he's excited, I mean, what's better than that? I like coaching my pros. I like the studs out here. But when you get kids, I mean, come on. One piece of advice I could give any instructor learning to grow their business is don't rule out social media and don't rule out learning from other golf instructors, especially top 100 instructors who've been around and been successful. You definitely want to be able to seek them out to learn more about how to teach, and you definitely want to be able to seek out other successful people in social media so they can educate you on how to create awareness in social media as is. So the two most successful things you can do is never stop learning from instructors and always keep yourself active on social media. Those two things together with a little bit of passion, you're going to be successful.